Welcome back. Here is section 3 that we're going to work on right now. Section 3 is basically, as I started to explain at the end of the practice for section 2, what we want to do is calculate the monthly PITI of a mortgage payment. The PITI basically stands for the principal and interest, which we have been already calculating. We were calculating the principal and interest payment on a mortgage. That's what we did, and we did the amortization schedule. That's what we were doing here. So the principal and interest payment for this last problem was $1,055. All right, and that was you taking the table factor of 8.44 and multiplying it by units of 100 of the principal, units of 1,000. Okay? So we take that principal and interest payment, all right, and then we add also to it tax, all right, and insurance. So your homeowner's insurance. And the reason why we figure out a PITI payment is because sometimes, depending upon your credit score, your credit history, the lender might require that they gather your tax due each year, your annual taxes on your property taxes, as well as your homeowner's insurance. And they would collect it ahead of time to pay for next year's payment. So originally when you buy the house, they will charge you all of that up front. Here's the taxes that are due, here's the insurance that is due. And you'll pay that all up front, and that again is to protect the lender. Because if you were to default on your taxes or not pay your taxes and they seize your house, that's the bank's property then they are then seizing, not yours. And so they want to just protect themselves. So what they do is they will calculate your insurance and interest ahead of time and then make you pay a little bit each month so that by the end of the year when taxes and insurance are due, from that account that they saved the money in, they would just make the payment. All right? This type of account is called an escrow account. And it's a bank account used by mortgage lenders for the safekeeping of funds accumulating to pay next year's property taxes, and they're calling it hazard insurance. It's just homeowner's insurance. In case your house burns down, gets struck by lightning, a tree falls on it, all those things that could cause damage to your property. And then you would have insurance to cover yourself. All right? So the lender wants to protect themselves because they are holding an interest in your property. That's what a mortgage is you're putting your house up against that loan. And that's why they're willing to give you that loan. So they want to protect that interest they have in that property to make sure that it can be sold for a fair value to get their money back, or guaranteeing that you'll pay them back. Okay? So what they'll do is, for those whose credit scores aren't high enough, or they kind of have concerns, are you going to be able to pay your taxes and insurance? They want to collect a little bit each month and they put it into an escrow account. All right, so we're going to calculate the amount of principal and interest, the first PI, and then taxes and insurance, the second TI. Okay? So how you do that is, of course, you got to calculate the principal and interest payment. We were doing that already through the table. Units of 1,000 times the table factor. All right. And then we're going to calculate the monthly tax and insurance. And basically, the monthly tax and insurance is your property tax plus the hazard insurance for the year. Add it together and divide it by 12. Easy enough. So you're going to pay a 12th each month, so that by the end of the year, you will have the amount you need. Okay? So then we will calculate the total monthly payment by monthly principal and interest and monthly tax and insurance. Just add it together, and that's your monthly payment. Okay? So a lot of people will have escrow payments into taxes and insurance ahead of time. And that's just to guarantee that they'll have the money. They collect that with your payment, your mortgage payment. All right? So that's what we're going to do here. All right, so the practice problem, I'm just going to put the practice problem and the routine problem all together here. All right, in one video, one take. All right, so Lori purchased a home with a mortgage for $87,500 at 7.5% interest for 30 years. The property taxes are $2,350 per year, and the hazard insurance, or homeowner's insurance, is $567.48 per year. What is the monthly PITI payment for Lori's loan? And so higher interest, it's a lower value. This is probably somebody who needs to have escrow. All right, so we're going to figure that out. So from the table, 7.5% at 30 years. All right, you're going to have 87.5 is your thousands factor, but 7.5% for 30 years. That is going to be 7.5, 30. All right, 30 years, 7.5%. Wow, we're going. So it's 7. Factor is 7. Okay. So factor 7, when we divide the amount of Lori's loan by 1,000, it's 87.5. So 87.5 times 7 means that's a $612.50 payment. All right, so that's the first part of what we need. Then we're going to take the estimated property tax, $2,350, and add insurance, $567.48. When we add that, we're going to divide it by 12, and so their tax and insurance payment is $243 a month. So we're just going to add the mortgage payment plus tax and insurance, and so her monthly payment will end up being $855.62. Easy enough. All right, so let's do this, the try it exercise. We'll do this together. Okay. Michael purchased a home for $125,000. $125,600 at 6.25% for 20 years. All right. The property taxes are $3,250 a year, and the homeowner's insurance is $765 a year. What is the monthly payment of Michael's loan with principal, interest, tax, and insurance? All right. So at 6.25 for 20 years. For 20 years. 6.25 for 20 years. The factor is going to be, if I go over here real quick, 6.25 for 20 years. There's 6.25. 20 years is the fourth column over, so 7.31. All right, so my factor is 7.31. And he's borrowing $125,600. So that should be 125.6 times 125.6. All right, so my payment should be 125.6 times 7.31 equals $918.14. So that's my principal and interest. All right. Now, taxes, $3,250. Homeowners, $765. All right, so $3,250 plus $765 equals $4,015. We're going to divide that by 12. All right, so that should end up being $334.58. Which means that the total, and so this is tax and insurance, so the total principal, interest, tax, and insurance is going to be the $918.14 plus $334.58. So that should end up being $918.14 plus 334.58 equals $1,252.72. All right, we're good. So this would be then the payment they would make for the loan each month. The principal and interest would be $918, and the $334 would go into an escrow account, so at the end of the year they would have the taxes for the year, $3,250, and the insurance for the year, $765. So that would all come out of escrow, so that when the bills due, the escrow account would pay this. So it's kind of a forced savings to make sure that you have taxes and insurance for the protection of the lender. Okay, once that loan is done, you will no longer be forced to escrow. You would just have to save that money yourself, okay, and pay it each year or 6 months, however the taxes and insurance is collected. All right, so we've concluded this lesson, this Wednesday lesson, and we will be back on Friday to finish out this part of the book, this part of chapter 14, the first section. All right. Hope you have a great day. Thank you guys for working so hard. Thank you for your patience with me as you guys took your exam and graciously pointed out, Mr. Hoover, this is a mistake. So I appreciate that and working through that and allowing me to make those corrections. And if there's anything else you might need, please feel free to contact me, email me. And if there's anything else I can pray for, just let me know. Miss you guys. Hope you're doing well. And we will see you soon. By the way, if you hear any sizzling in the background, that's Mrs. Hoover making dinner. And it smells really, really good. Talk to you guys later. Bye.